Welcome to the DJ Starr Show. I am your host, DJ Starr. We are here at Public School number 74 here in Buffalo, New York, and we are here to watch and have fun with the Barbarette Line Steppers. They are here in the background in the auditorium here at the school, and we're going to interview Ms. Barbara Truesdale, and I'm telling you, don't want to miss this episode. So let's come in and watch the Barbarette Line Steppers.
What if you had to choose between a flower and an elephant? What would you choose? What if you had to decide between a 100-year-old tree and a 1,000,000-year-old beach? Could you choose between drinking clean water or breathing clean air? Now you can choose all these things. Earthshare, the world's leading environmental groups working together. It's one choice we can all live with.
Welcome back to the DJ Starr Show. I'm your host, DJ Starr. If you're just tuning in, we are here at Hamlin Park Public School number 74, and I'm excited to have you all meet Barbara Truesdale. She is with the Hamlin Park Barbarettes, and she's a line dance instructor. So let's welcome her to the show. Hey, Barbara, how are you?
Thank you, DJ Starr.
Oh my God, I'm so glad to be here with you today.
I'm glad that you had me.
Definitely welcome. So talk a little bit about the program and how you guys started with the dance, line dancing.
You know, one of the ladies in the group, she went to like a PTA meeting the first time. She don't even have kids going here.
Oh, wow.
And somebody said, do you know a line dancing instructor? And she put up her hands and said, and she said, oh, you're a line dancer? She said, no, but I know someone that is. And that's how we got started.
And that was you?
That was me.
So you guys are here, what, every other Saturday?
Every other Saturday.
Doing line dancing?
At 9:30 to 10:30.
Okay. And talk a little bit about the type of dance moves you guys do perform.
Well, the dance move to me, sometimes I don't want them to be in step. They just gotta move.
Just gotta move.
If they can catch the line dancing, so be it. But if you can't, just keep moving like my girl does.
That's right. That's
and
right.
I love it. I love it.
And tell us your age if you don't mind.
Not at all. I'll be 74 in June.
So she's 74 years old, and when I tell you this lady can move, she got rhythm. Okay, she is a ball of fire, full of energy, always smiling and loving life. So with the line dancing and with the Golden Lady, I'm calling Golden Lady. Is that okay, Golden Girls?
That's
okay,
fine.
Golden Girls.
Fine.
So now, do you advise to go to the doctor before you start the line dancing?
Yes, I would advise everybody to go to the doctor because we do have knee replacements and we have hip replacements.
That's right.
And I wish you would go to the doctor to make sure you'll be okay.
Be cleared first.
Yes, because sometimes it will harm you and sometimes it'll be better for you.
Right.
But the doctor got to decide that.
That is so true. So there are women out here and men as well that are, in their season age, over 50. And sometimes we get to the point we're like, oh, I can't move, I don't want to dance, I don't want to walk. So give us some advice on that for those that are not as confident.
Okay. The first thing I'll say, if you hurt, you're going to hurt when you sit. You're going to hurt when you lay down. So you might as well get up and start moving.
Right.
Sometimes that'll help. And
so what helps you? What helps you keep going? You're almost 74 years old, but what helps you? Because you have some aches and pains sometimes, I know you do.
My trust in God is the first thing.
Okay, all right.
And my faith in Him too. But then I love people. And I
so
want
that's key.
people to keep moving. So with them around me, the strength that they give me make me keep going on.
So Barbara, there are various dance classes here in West New York. What makes your dance class different from the rest?
I think the family love.
The family love?
I love family, and we're all family.
Oh, I love that.
Whether you want to be or not. Sometimes the family go astray, and they come back.
They come back?
They come back. I think it's nothing like family. I just love it.
You just love it. You love what you do. I can tell because you light up when you talk about it. I love your energy.
I just love life.
Yeah, yes, you do.
I just love life.
Yes, you do.
Yes.
Okay. So is there any Any programs coming up? Any events you like to tell the public?
Well, we usually go to nursing homes.
Okay.
To line dance to put smiles on their face, and
Oh,
I just
wow.
love that. We've been to Niagara Lutheran, we've been to Waterfront, we've been to Bristol Homes, and a lot that at Schofield.
Oh, wow.
And we
So
do
you guys
that-
travel.
We travel
Okay.
just to put smiles on their face. It's no monetary value. I just love
You just love doing it.
doing it.
So how can we contact you?
Oh, you can contact me at 885
716-885?
3290. And then they will get in touch with me when you call that number.
Okay. And again, you guys are here at Public School number 74
Every other Saturday from 9:30 to 10:30.
So, I'm at the end here. So what valuable lesson would you like to tell the public about life in general? What valuable lesson do you want to share?
Okay. Life is so short. Trust in God, have faith, and He will bring you through.
And not be afraid to do what
Not
you
to be
enjoy
afraid to-
doing, right?
yes.
Maximize your life,
Yes.
maximize your potential.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you again,
Thank
Barbara,
you.
for this interview. We definitely appreciate you.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. Until next time, check out the Starr Show every Friday night at 10 p.m. here on Channel 20.
Welcome back to the Starr Show. My name is Karl Shallowhorn. I'm the Director of Community Advocacy for the Mental Health Association of Erie County and Compeer Buffalo. Today I'm going to be talking to you about the topic of suicide. Suicide is a very difficult subject to discuss for many people. There's a lot of reasons why that is the case. There's a lot of stigma around suicide. Suicide happens to be one of those subjects that oftentimes people will not share because there's shame around it. There are a lot of feelings of being uncomfortable about that topic. But I want to just going to give you some information tonight about how suicide affects people and what you can do to get help if you need it. But first of all, let's look at some of the statistics around suicide. It's the 10th leading cause of death for Americans every year. Also, for ages 10 to 19 in the African American population, it is the 3rd leading cause of death. It's the 4th leading cause of death among African Americans ages 20 to 29, and it's the 8th leading cause of death for African Americans aged 30 to 39. In America, there are approximately 141 suicides a day, and 22 of them are veterans. So that's basically epidemic proportions. Another thing to consider is that suicide cuts across all demographics. So it affects individuals who are Caucasian, African American, Latino, Native. It's all over the place, and it's something that really we need to address more and get more out into the open. So here's some things you can do if you feel that you might know someone who might be dealing with suicidal thoughts. First of all, if you see something, say something. So in other words, there's some signs that you might want to look for. For instance, if someone you know may be isolating, or they may appear to be very depressed, they may be acting in a way that isn't typical for them. They may be acting in a way that might be unusual. They also might, for instance, be giving away their prized possessions. That's also something oftentimes that people with suicidal thoughts will do. Another key indicator for suicidal ideation is when a person, their mood changes dramatically. For instance, they might seem to be depressed, and all of a sudden, almost out of nowhere, they're very upbeat and excited. That's probably because they've made that decision to follow through with the action. Now, one thing I want to make clear is that oftentimes you'll hear people use the term commit suicide. We want to remove that term commit and replace it with complete. And the reason I say that is, when you think about it, what do you commit? You commit a crime, you commit a sin, you commit adultery. Those all have very negative, stigmatizing images associated with it. So when we look at the term completing suicide, it doesn't necessarily glorify it, but what it does is it provides a more accurate type of definition and description of what it's all about. So there are many things, like I said, you can do if you see someone who is dealing with suicidal thoughts or behaviors. One of the first things you can do is try to ask the question. So if you see someone or you know someone who's struggling, the first thing to do is to ask them, are you thinking of killing yourself? Point blank. Now, I've done many suicide prevention trainings and they all say the same thing. You ask that question directly. You look them in the eye and you say, are you thinking of killing yourself? Now, you might say to yourself, well, isn't that going to put the idea in the person's mind? Well, no. Actually, research has shown that by asking that question directly, you're going to be more likely to get a positive response in terms of the person opening up and sharing about what's really going on with them. It's going to get out in the open, and they're going to understand better that you know what's going on. So if they say yes, then you ask, do you have a plan? We know that if a person has a plan, once again, they're more likely to follow through with the action. If they say yes to both those questions, then certainly you want to get that person to the appropriate level of treatment. So oftentimes you might want to guide that person to, say for instance, a local emergency room. That's one thing you want to do. Now, if you or someone you know might be thinking about suicide, there are a few things that you can do also. First, you can call crisis services in the Buffalo area, and the telephone number is 716-834-3131. Crisis Services has trained staff and counselors that are available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, to talk to anyone who might call. They also have a mobile team that can go out into the community and meet with people, do welfare checks. They can follow up people on weekends. They do a great job when it comes to being able to help people that might be at risk. There's also a national suicide hotline. So for instance, you might even be out of town, or you might know someone who's out of town. That telephone number is 1-800-273-TALK. 1-800-273-8255. One other thing I didn't mention was veterans. Veterans complete suicide 22 times a day. So for them, the telephone number is the National Suicide Hotline, 1-800-273-TALK, option 1. So we want to make sure that people know where they can go to get help if they need it. No one has to take action unnecessarily. So we want to provide an intervention. We want to be able to step in and let them know where they can get help. For additional resources, you can also go online to the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention at www.afsp.org. By going to that website, there are resources, information, and other things you can find out about suicide and how you can help someone that you may know and care about. And finally, if you know someone who has completed suicide, there's help available as well through suicide bereavement groups. So there are things you can do for yourself. So for the DJ Starr Show, my name is Karl Shallowhorn. Thanks for watching.
And thank you again for tuning in to the DJ Starr Show with Be Fit Mind, Body, and Soul. I want to jump right into it with you guys for a few minutes, and I want to talk about the major key to weight loss, to toning, to a lot of goals that we all have, which is nutrition. I'll say it again, nutrition. The way we eat, what we eat, how we eat it is the most important part to see the results that we desire. So the one thing I want to talk to you all about is breakfast, lunch, and dinner, okay? Making sure that every day, essentially, you are having 3 meals per day. That's actually the bare minimum, but depending on where you are starting, I know a lot of my clients, when they first start, they essentially are eating 1 meal a day, missing breakfast, missing lunch, and just kind of having this one big meal. It doesn't digest in the body well and promotes for more weight gain. If you want to lose, it's essentially that you eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner, okay? The second tip to a healthy diet is that you want to make sure that you are including snacks, okay? So the way it's kind of set up is you have breakfast, snack, lunch, snack, dinner. The reason being is that the actual gaps that you may have between breakfast, lunch, and dinner may be too grandiose. So You don't want to find yourself snacking on sweetest fish or cupcakes or something you're not supposed to. So you want to make sure that you have healthy snacks in place. They can be anything as far as fruit, bananas, even snacking on a salad itself. But you want to make sure that you have something in between your main meals. So you have the main meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and then you have snacks. So essentially, that's 5 small meals total, okay? The gift about the 5 small meals is that it speeds up your metabolism. Okay, and that's what you want. You want your metabolism to speed up so that your weight can speed up by losing it, okay? So you want to enhance and you want to increase your metabolism, which you do by eating 5 small meals a day. On the reversal, just so you have the knowledge and you understand what happens when you do and when you don't. When you don't eat 5 meals a day or even 3, essentially you slow down your metabolism and increase your weight. Once again, like I said, a lot of us, we get so busy and we're like, oh, I have to do this, I have to do that, I don't have time to eat, I don't have time to eat, I don't have time to eat. And essentially that is what happens. So with not having time to eat, I want to go into meal prepping, okay? I want to give a few tips on meal prepping to help you all meal prep at home. You do not have to, once again, as I said in our last show last week, you do not have to be perfect. You have to do things that work best for you in the moment, okay? So what I mean by that is you may watch the internet. There's some people who meal prep for the week, meal prep for 2 weeks ahead, and all that grandiose stuff. Your time and your schedule may not permit for that, okay? So something that I started with when I first started meal prepping and still do to this day, I simply prep the night before for the next day. That's it. I take it one day at a time. My schedule permits. I get home by 8 o'clock. I pack my meals up, make them up for the next day, make sure I have my breakfast laid out, my lunch and my dinner is halfway cooked or whatever the case may be. I have my lunch bag and that's just what I do. So you want to make sure that you're doing things that work best for you and you're not just following something that somebody else is doing. Now, another thing you can do is maybe prep 2 days in ahead. So you can prep on Sunday night for Monday and Tuesday, prep on Tuesday night for Wednesday and Thursday, Thursday night for Friday and Saturday. So it's essentially up to you which way you want to finagle it, but it's all up to you. Okay, so the other thing I want to talk about is not only meal prepping, but when you meal prep, you must take the meals with you. Okay, so I don't want you to be meal prepping. You're like, I left everything at home. Okay, you want to meal prep and you want to make sure that if you're out of the house for a certain amount of time, if you don't have time to eat your breakfast at home, but you can eat it at work, your lunch, your dinner. I know some of my clients, they're not even home at dinner time, they're still at work. So essentially they have to bring everything with them. That is very, very, very important. So remembering that you want to have the tools ready for your prep. You want to make sure that you have your Ziploc bags. You want to make sure that you have your Tupperware with the tops. You want to make sure you got the matching tops because all of those small things can essentially stop you from having a healthy meal. You made something, you get ready to put it in your Ziploc or you get ready to put it in your Tupperware bowl and you got the matching top. Oh, I'll leave it when I come back home. Next thing you know, you're out on your lunch break. You run and grab something from, lo and behold, somewhere you're not supposed to. Fast food. I won't mention no names. I don't want to hurt no feelings, but fast food, so to speak. And now you're back into that cycle. So you want to make sure that you have all your essentials in order to meal prep. So I'm going to give you a quick rundown of everything we just went over, okay? Breakfast, lunch, and dinner every day. 2 snacks included, okay? So that makes a total of 5 meals total. This speeds up your metabolism, which also helps to enhance your weight loss. You want to make sure that you meal prep in a way that works best for you and not anybody else. You could do prep the night before, for the next day, 2 days ahead, the week, whatever works best for you. The third thing is that you want to make sure that you have your essentials, have your Tupperware bowl, have your water bottle, have everything that you need. Remember, the matching tops, have your lunch box, something to put it in so that you could be successful with your meal prep. Again, I am Britney El-Amin, owner of Be Fit Personal Training, Mind, Body, and Soul. I will be on the DJ Starr Show every Friday at 10 p.m. Don't forget to tune in and I'll see you next week. Be fit.